right? So a Texas high school teacher was fired after allowing a group of female students to unbraid his hair on live on a live feed.
Wait, the students were unbraiding the teacher's hair?
Yeah,
Or another student's hair?
no, the students, the group of students was unbraiding his hair on a live feed, and he's on the live, and it's like about 6 girls that's like unbraiding his hair, and it's like the end of school day, and they unbraiding his hair for him before they leave, I guess.
And that's it. And the students that were there, that's their teacher, like that, they know.
Right, correct.
And they fired him because of that?
Yeah.
What was the reason?
They didn't go into that, but more than likely it's going to be misconduct. It's some sort of conduct that wasn't met regarding that.
I mean,
because you got to remember, different states have different conduct for teachers and policies and stuff like that. So
yeah, I guess the proximity of the teacher and the students, I guess y'all too close, because you know what I'm saying, you unbraiding his hair, so you gotta be up close to the teacher. I mean, I could see that. I mean, but they're on live, so you know what I'm saying, it's a live feed, and there's nothing going down because it's a live feed. So you know what I'm saying, there's people watching what's going down. So if there was any inappropriateness going down, it's on live. You can't stop it, you know what I'm saying, and try to edit it out because it's on the live feed. But I don't know. Yeah, it is. It definitely is. It's not professional. So to get fired for it, maybe a disciplinary action, maybe, but firing, I guess you should have known better. I don't know. It's just not professional, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Like, you shouldn't have your students unbraiding your hair. So it should be the same across the board. So if a female teacher is unbraiding a male student's hair, she should also get fired too, because it's the same, on the same, you know what I'm saying, on the same boat. Because it's unprofessional if that's what we're going in. If you didn't say that they mentioned the reason why they fired, but if it's unprofessional, code of ethics and stuff like that, then keep it across the same board. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It had to be a line. It had to be a line of that. They just specified because this teacher's known for going live and to being, cool with his students. When his students will walk into the room, he has special handshakes with them and all this other stuff. But shout out to Fortune in the building. Please hit that like button. It helps with the show. We love. But me personally, like it's a big deal mainly because for me, like, it's not necessarily a big deal, but it's a very big deal mainly because I have a daughter, and I can't imagine what my first reaction would be if I was to come down to the school and she's in high school and she's unbraiding a grown man hair. So for me, outside of being a professional, hair braider or whatever the case like that, for me growing up, like when a woman touch your hair or the opposite sex touch your hair, that's like damn near foreplay. So like you can't imagine, I don't know for him, but for those girls, can you imagine what they're thinking? Like, I get a chance to, finally touch him by touching his hair. It's like a gateway, So that's how I'm thinking of it in a sense. The way it looked when he was doing it, it looked completely innocent though. It didn't look like they was on anything. He wasn't on anything. He was just like, yo, they just unbraided my hair. I'm just waiting, and we all going to get up out of here. But in the grand scheme of thing, when it comes to biology and boys and girls and men and women, it's just like a gateway of like touching somebody, getting the chance to touch somebody, and it's like, okay, I get to touch his head now, and then maybe later on I get to touch his hand. Maybe later on I get to, you know what I'm saying? So it's like kind of like a gateway, and that's how I'm thinking about it, and how my reaction would be if I walked into school and see my daughter unbraiding Mr. Scott's hair. Like, I'm snuffing Mr. Scott. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just straight up and down. Like, you know what I mean? So And he's a young teacher at that. He's not like an old, like, old teacher. He's like he's a young teacher at that. He's hip with his students. So I think it's kind of like a gateway, me personally. So
I don't need my teachers. I don't need none of these teachers to be hip with none of these students. You know, I need you to teach these students. And because when I was in school, none of my teachers was hip to me. You know what I'm saying? We came to school to learn, and that was it. Like, you had some level of respect for your teacher. You know what I'm saying? You
yeah,
didn't call your teacher by your first name. None of that goofy shit. It was Mr. Henderson, Miss Scott, or whatever it was. You know what I'm saying? Your teacher was like an extension of a parent almost. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? You gave them that level of respect when you came into the classroom. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
These kids today talking about braiding their hair, talking to your teacher about you ain't talk to your teacher about your boyfriend and girlfriend life like that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you had one or two teachers like that, but it's like it was very rare. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you would open up about your life and how what's school and where you see yourself moving forward, and or just talk about the day and shit like that. But yeah, that's wild. These young kids, these young teachers is tripping, son. They
Mm.
they they pushing the boundaries way too far.
And at the end of the day too, like, I guess because in our era, we was brought up in the Mr. Clark, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just no nonsense. Like, yo, get to class. Like, yo, get to class right now. Get to class right now. Before I snuff you around here. Like, we had them type of teachers that were really, like, I was in the 6th grade, yo. And I don't want to say the teacher name because I don't want to get them in trouble now, but this happened like in 1990. It was like 1990, like 6. And yo, I kid you not, one of my boys told the teacher, he was like, yo, you keep talking to me like that, I'm gonna go home, get my gun, and I'm gonna shoot you. And he said this in class. So my teacher was like, I'm gonna call him Mr. K. I ain't gonna say his full name. So Mr. K was like, and he was young, you know what I'm saying? He was young, but they used to like try him because he used to wear the specs, you know what I'm saying? He wore glasses and he was like, he was slim. He was a slim dude, right? So Mr. K was like, yo, all right, come here, sit down, you know what I'm saying? Yo, tell me why when my boy sat down, Mr. K just straight snuffed him, like grabbed him by the Jan sport, bro. Put him all the way in the closet. And in the closet had them hooks, cracking his head on the hooks and all that. Like, yo, we had no nonsense teachers on schoolwork, no nonsense. They will whoop your ass, the whole nonsense. Like, my teachers used to rock us with the rulers that was like wrapped like 6, 7 rulers thick. Like, yo,
Bring them teachers back, son. Bring
ain't
them teachers back.
ain't no more though.
That's when a kid really learns, because you ain't want to you ain't want to get none of that business, son.
Yeah, yeah. They said we said snuff and sun. Yeah, let me correct you. It's not sun as in sun like father and son. It's sun as the sky. A lot of people get that mistaken, But I'm from Brooklyn.